Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I've got for you to start this Sunday off is a mix mash of all the gun control things that are happening. Guys, literally, right now, this is like drinking through a fire hose of things to bring you because we are fighting for our rights every single day. And make sure that if you guys enjoy this content and you support this mission, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And please let me know what you guys think of this because this stuff is next level. And the content today is brought to you by American Hartford Gold. And brothers and sisters, with everything popping off around the world, wars cracking off, we've got inflation issues, we've got stock market volatility, we have cash concerns, we have oil concerns. It's a good time to take a look and at least know your options with American Hartford Gold. They are dedicated to offering gold, silver, platinum, coins, and bars for your investing needs. Whether you want to do it delivered to your door or you want an IRA, Roth IRA, 401k, TSP, they've got options. This is something you guys should check out. At American Hartford Gold, they aim to educate clients about investments in the precious metal industry, strive to provide unparalleled customer service built on trust, integrity, and absolute transparency, while holding a goal of achieving 100% customer satisfaction. Click the link in the description or call 844-727-3199. That's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532. Again, that's 844-727-3199 or text Langley to 65532. All right, my brothers and sisters, I've got to get into this because there's such a glut of things that we need to talk about counteracting the gun control narrative, the gun control heroes, the gun control push, that we have to do a little bit of a hodgepodge episode just to show you where they're going so we can set up the next episode. So with that being said, I want to show you something that Chris Murphy, of all people, Mr. Gun Control in the Senate, Mr. Guns are bad. We should limit magazines. We should limit capacities. We should limit red flag laws. We should have red flag laws. We should limit rights. All Mr. Chris Murphy, right? This is what he just said against the new House Speaker. Now, check this out. I'm just going to show you the tweet because it's about the Israeli versus Ukraine funding. Chris Murphy. That is not true. And he either knows it and he's lying or he's dangerously unprepared for his job. If we don't pass new funding to help Ukraine fight Russia by the end of November, there stop being bullets in their guns. Kiev is a Russian city quickly. So now, the obvious irony there is Mr. Gun Control is now saying, like, we need to fund Ukraine so they have more bullets in their guns because if they don't, it's going to be gone. Well, what about that whole rights of Americans thing? Again, you're seeing the exact same thing reoccur. You're funding all these wars. You're funding all these bullets for their guns. You're giving them guns. But when it comes to civilians and United States rights, no. It's common sense gun safety. The hypocrisy is rife. Now, this is also the reason that we're doing the new little flip of the switch, sending letters to our representatives. Like Mike Johnson has one right now that I've written that you guys can sign on to. 5,000 people have signed on to it as of the filming of this video, and it's only been 36 hours. You guys are ready to be active, and we can do something. This will go out on November 3rd. There's a link in the description. Please sign that letter. I wrote it. All you got to do is sign it, and I'll send it, and then we will make sure he gets that, and that would be amazing for you to jump onto that. But let's continue with the crazy, because when you say crazy, you got to have Joy Behar in here somewhere. Listen to this little gem.
Sarah didn't get a chance to weigh in on the topic of what happened in Maine and AR-15s.
Yeah, I would love to see an assault weapons ban. Like President Reagan, I don't believe they're a sport or hunting instrument. It's like shooting fish in a bucket, but that's my
But
take.
also, if you shoot with an AR-15, let's say you shoot a deer, you can't eat it. Because you basically demolish
In addition to that, but the hunt is about...
Okay. So apparently, AR-15s are now howitzers. The interesting thing about this, and if you know anything about intermediate cartridges, AR-15s, or you know about hunting, you would know that in most states it's actually illegal to hunt with an AR-15 because the caliber is too small. There's actually a sliding scale of what's acceptable to hunt for an animal, and you can't hunt deer in a lot of states with a .223 or a .556 because it's considered inhumane because it won't kill the animal quickly. These people should be barred from talking about stuff unless they at least know what the basics are. Because the idea that an AR-15 disintegrates a deer is kind of I'll let you guys fill that one in. But let's continue because, like I said, I got to show you what these people are actually up to. This one I found extremely interesting. Now, this is from a gun control activist. Listen to this. Remember this little image I just showed you right here? Yeah, we covered it when it first popped off, and I told you that they take these little infographics and they expound these huge narratives based off of an incomplete story. Yeah, check this out. This slide explains everything about why last night's shooting happened. In only 20 years, the gun industry, with support from Congress and activist judges, over-manufactured these weapons to put them in common use. These predictable shootings are just a cost of doing business. Now, let's break that down because, number one, this is a gun control activist. He just said the quiet part out loud. The Heller decision says anything in common use is not considered a military-style weapon, so therefore it cannot be banned and protected by the Second Amendment. We all know it. The left just keeps on pounding their drum because they want to do it. Now, he just said it right there. It's in common use. Well, if it's in common use, and you know it's in common use, and it's unconstitutional to ban something in common use, why are you pounding the drum? All of you. You know it. We all know it. So why are you doing it? But now let's unpack the rest of that, because this is coming from the people who call us conspiracy theorists. So what this person is actually advocating in this tweet is that the gun manufacturers got together and said, we're going to mass produce AR-15s. And then when we do it, they're going to be out into the population. We're just going to put them out there. That way, then they're going to be common use because there's 25 million of them in circulation. So they're just going to be magically common use. Completely bypassing the fact that people bought them. There was a demand for them. New niche organizations sprung up that built specific AR-15s, all built on the consumption on demand that was being supplied by those vendors. But no. It was the gun manufacturers who decided to get them into common use by overproducing them, and then Congress and activist judges allowed them to become in common use, therefore stymieing all gun control. And they call us conspiracy theorists. They actually put this out. Okay, if that wasn't enough, got one more for you because, guys, literally there's just too much stuff to counteract here. This is Poe Murray. Now, this is another Newtown Alliance member. This is the person who tweeted the original theme, or the original infographic I just showed you with the graph. Yeah. Congress must immediately pass Feinstein-McBath's bill to halt the production of assault weapons and require the grandfathered weapons to be regulated the same way as silencers and fully automatic weapons under the NFA. We can stop these mass shootings if Congress did more than send thoughts and prayers. There's so much there. So you want to stop all production of AR-15s, which are protected under common use, said, by one of your allies. Then you want to go down the road of putting it under the NFA for anything that's left around. Meanwhile, even under the NFA, they still exist, which counteracts your entire point of the fact that the gun is the problem. Putting it under further legislation is not going to do anything because it's still going to exist. That's the other part to this. And it's coming off of a tweet from Davey Hogg, who's saying this guy could have gotten a suppressor, and it would have been so much worse if we didn't have the laws that made him check the mentally incompetent or mentally adjudicated, or not adjudicated, mentally checked into an insane asylum, essentially. Davey, what about the gun? 4473? Anything? Guys, you can't make this stuff up. Let me know what you think in the comments field below, and make sure you are subscribed and you've got that notification bell on, because I've got content coming fast and furious, and wait until this week when the entire machine gets flipped on. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.